Donald Trump just survived an attempted situation, and here are the reactions from celebrities. Caitlyn Jenner posted a picture of Trump after the attempted situation, showing him with his fist in the air and an injured ear. Logan Paul tweeted the same picture, calling it the most gangster image of all time. MMA fighter Dylan Danis commented, "You know it was a Democrat because they missed." UFC fighter Conor McGregor responded by saying, "A 78-year-old multiple billionaire. He should be on a yacht on the Mattori golf courses, but he is not. He is in Pennsylvania, spitting out bullets, running for the love of his country. Godspeed, Donald. God bless the United States." Elon Musk, the owner of X, remarked, "The last time America had a candidate this tough was Theodore Roosevelt." Tucker Carlson shared the same post as Caitlyn Jenner without any caption. Zach Fox humorously said, "Don't believe women when they say size doesn't matter, because an inch could have made all the difference today." Former Vice President Mike Pence stated, "Karen and I are praying for President Trump and urge every American to join us." FaZe Clan made a funny tweet saying, "They really hit markered Trump," accompanied by a Call of Duty reference picture. Dave Portnoy expressed his shock, saying, "I just landed and missed an assassination attempt. Holy shit, what a badass reaction from Trump. The election is over. He's the next president. The Dems should give up. They can't beat him now." Patrick Bet-David also weighed in, stating, "Shots fired at Trump rally. Character assassination. Failed. Attempt to deplete savings. Failed. Attempt to silence. Failed. Only option left. Actual assassination attempt. Failed. I've been saying repeatedly, double down on private security." Andrew Tate shared his emotions, saying, "I feel to cry. Pray for Trump. Pray for Donald Trump. He's battling evil." Candace Owens commented, "No words. Donald J. Trump for President of the United States. This election is now over." Logan Paul made another tweet saying, "To survive an assassination attempt by mere millimeters, then stop your security so you can raise your fist in defiance of death is the most badass thing I've ever seen in my life. I hope everyone is okay. Find the shooter." Former President Obama stated, "There is absolutely no place for political violence in our democracy. Although we don't yet know exactly what happened, we should all be relieved that former President Trump wasn't seriously hurt, and use this moment to recommit ourselves to civility and respect in our politics. Michelle and I are wishing him a quick recovery." Lastly, a surprising tweet came from none other than Joe Biden himself. "I have been briefed on the shooting at Donald Trump's rally in Pennsylvania. I'm grateful to hear that he's safe and doing well. I'm praying for him and his family, as well as for all those who were at the rally, as we await further information. There is no place for this kind of violence in America, and we must unite as one nation to condemn it." In a statement, Donald Trump's campaign confirmed that the former president is fine after an incident at his rally in Butler, Pennsylvania. According to a local prosecutor, the suspected gunman and at least one attendee have been killed. President Trump expressed his gratitude to law enforcement and first responders for their swift action during this atrocious event. Spokesperson Stephen Chung stated that Trump is fine and is currently being evaluated at a local medical facility. Additional information will be provided as it becomes available. The Secret Service also issued a statement ensuring that the former president is safe. Butler County District Attorney Richard Goldinger, in a phone interview, confirmed the death of the suspected gunman and at least one rally attendee during Trump's last rally before the Republican National Convention begins on Monday. Trump was presenting a chart of border crossing statistics when gunfire erupted in the crowd. At the first sound of gunfire, Trump exclaimed, "Oh!" and clutched his ear as two more shots were fired. He crouched down near the microphone. At Trump's podium, someone can be heard shouting, "Get down! Get down!" as agents tackled the former president. Trump was later seen reaching toward his face with his right hand, appearing to have blood on his face. He quickly ducked behind the riser while his protective detail rushed the stage amid the sounds of screams from the crowd of several thousand attendees. The gunfire persisted as agents attended to him on stage. The crowd erupted in cheers as Trump stood back up and pumped his fist in the air. His motorcade has since departed the venue, and his exact condition remains unknown. Shortly after Trump exited the stage, local police began clearing the fairgrounds, which had now been designated a crime scene. President Joe Biden was briefed on the incident, and the White House confirmed that he received an updated briefing from Kimberly Cheadle, the director of the United States Secret Service, and Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas. Donald Trump Jr. posted a photo on X showing Trump with his fist raised and his face bloody in front of an American flag, with the caption, "He'll never stop fighting to save America." North Dakota Governor Doug Burgum, Florida Senator Marco Rubio, and Ohio Senator J.D. Vance, the three men on Trump's shortlist for vice president, all quickly sent out statements expressing concern for the former president. Rubio shared an image, while Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro, a Democrat, said in a statement on X that he had been briefed on the situation and that Pennsylvania State Police were on hand at the rally site. Violence targeted at any political party or political leader is absolutely unacceptable. It has no place in Pennsylvania or the United States, he said. Former President Donald J. Trump was escorted off the stage by Secret Service agents and into his motorcade just minutes into his rally on Saturday in Butler, Pennsylvania. A Secret Service spokesman said Mr. Trump was safe. Stephen Chung, a spokesman for the Trump campaign, said in a statement that the former president was fine and was being checked out at a local medical facility. He did not provide further information on whether or how Mr. Trump had been injured, and officials would not provide more information on whether any rally attendees were injured. Here's what else to know. Mr. Trump had been showing supporters a chart of numbers about border crossings when the apparent shots rang out. He ducked quickly after the noises began, with the sound coming from the bleachers to the left of where he was standing at a lectern. The noises came in two groups, and smoke appeared in that section of the bleachers. President Biden was briefed on the incident by the director of the Secret Service, Kimberly Cheadle, Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas, and Liz Sherwood Randall, his Homeland Security advisor, the White House said. Governor Josh Shapiro, a Democrat from Pennsylvania, stated that he had been briefed and that the state police were on the scene working with federal partners. The Secret Service is leading the investigation, but the Justice Department, the FBI, and the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives will assist, according to federal officials. Republicans and Democrats alike were quick to condemn what they viewed as an apparent act of political violence. I am horrified by what happened at the Trump rally in Pennsylvania and relieved that former President Trump is safe, Senator Chuck Schumer, Democrat of New York, said in a statement. Representative Steve Scalise, the number 2 House Republican who was shot in 2017, said that there is never any place for political violence. After what sounded like gunshots rang out, members of the crowd began screaming, and Mr. Trump was tackled by Secret Service agents. After he departed, a group of officials wearing camouflage escorted someone off a set of bleachers to the left of the podium where Mr. Trump was speaking. Those who attend Mr. Trump's campaign rallies are subject to security screenings. They are required to enter through metal detectors, and their bags and possessions are searched for weapons and a large number of banned items. Tua Cosette, a teacher from Pittsburgh, said she immediately ducked when she heard what she thought were shots. She was seated in the 5th row. Former House Speaker referenced her own experience with political violence against her husband to condemn the attack. "I thank God that former President Trump is safe," she says. The Secret Service is leading the response, but federal law enforcement agencies, including the Justice Department, ATF, and FBI, are now mobilizing to investigate and support their efforts, according to federal officials. Vice President Kamala Harris has also received an initial briefing on the Trump rally, the White House says. Former President George W. Bush issued a statement. "Laura and I are grateful that President Trump is safe following the cowardly attack on his life, and we commend the men and women of the Secret Service for their speedy response." Senator Bob Casey, a Pennsylvania Democrat, wrote on social media that he had offered support to the state police. His opponent, Republican Dave McCormack, was at the rally and was safe, according to McCormack's campaign. Governor Gavin Newsom of California, a key surrogate of the Biden campaign, said in a statement that violence has no place in our democracy. "My thoughts are with President Trump and everyone impacted at the rally today." Some people who were in the crowd described the evacuation of the rally as a logistical nightmare. Right now, they're trying to evacuate 50,000 people on one country road. James E. Hines, the Butler County Republican Committee chairman, told me by phone from his car. He said he was still stuck in a parking area around 7 p.m. Eastern Time. "It's such a tragedy. So many people were crying. We waited here since 10:30 this morning." President Biden is being briefed on the incident at the Trump rally by Kimberly Cheadle, Director of the Secret Service, Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas, and Liz Sherwood Randall, the president's Homeland Security advisor, the White House reported. Senator Mitch McConnell of Kentucky, the Republican leader in the Senate, said in a statement tonight, "All Americans are grateful that President Trump appears to be fine after a despicable attack on a peaceful rally. Violence has no place in our politics. We appreciate the swift work of the Secret Service and other law enforcement." Governor Tim Walz of Minnesota, the head of the Democratic Governors Association and a close ally of Mr. Biden, says he is praying for the safety of Trump and all the attendees at his rally. He thanked law enforcement for their quick response. James E. Hings, chairman of the Butler County Republican Committee, said in a phone interview that he was about 30 to 40 feet away from Trump when he heard what sounded like shots ring out. "They told us all to get down on the ground," he said. Representative Steve Scalise, Republican of Louisiana and the House Majority Leader, says he is praying for President Donald Trump. "There is never any place for political violence," Mr. Scalise said. He was shot and injured in 2017 at a congressional baseball game practice session in the Washington, D.C. area. Representative Hakeem Jeffries of New York, the Democratic leader, said in a statement, "My thoughts and prayers are with former President Trump. I am thankful for the decisive law enforcement response. America is a democracy. Political violence of any kind is never acceptable." Logan Paul said in a tweet, "To survive an assassination attempt by mere millimeters, then stop your security so you can raise your fist in defiance of death is the most badass thing I've ever seen in my life. I hope everyone is okay. Find the shooter." A medical helicopter arrived about 19 minutes ago and has just left, headed south, likely to the medical center in Pittsburgh. Elon Musk, the tech billionaire, publicly endorsed Donald Trump in a statement minutes after the shooting. "I fully endorse President Trump and hope for his rapid recovery," he wrote on X. Dean Phillips, the Democratic House member who challenged President Biden in a primary, posted on X. "No matter your politics, please pray for Donald Trump and pray for America." Governor Josh Shapiro, Democrat of Pennsylvania, said in a statement that he had been briefed on the situation and that the state police were on the scene working with federal partners. "Violence targeted at any political party or political leader is absolutely unacceptable," Shapiro said. "It has no place in Pennsylvania or the United States." Trump's eldest son, Donald Trump Jr., posted on X that his father will never stop fighting to save America, with a photo of him being taken off stage. Governor Gretchen Whitmer of Michigan, a harsh critic of Donald J. Trump and the target of a kidnapping plot, condemned the violence on Saturday. "There is no place for political violence in this country. period, she wrote on X. This is not how we solve our differences. Ruben Gallego, the leading Democratic Senate candidate in Arizona, denounced the apparent shooting as absolutely horrible. Political violence should never be tolerated, he said, adding, "I hope President Trump and everyone at the rally is safe." A spokesman for the Secret Service, Anthony Guglielmi, said in a statement that Trump is safe after an incident occurred at his rally in Pennsylvania. He did not provide further details. Stephen Chung, a Trump spokesman, said former President Donald J. Trump is fine and is being checked out at a local medical facility. He added that Trump thanks law enforcement and first responders for their quick action during this heinous act. "Praying for President Trump," wrote Speaker Mike Johnson in a social media post, joining the chorus of lawmakers on Capitol Hill expressing support for the former president. Senators Marco Rubio and J.D. Vance, along with Governor Doug Burgum of North Dakota, three of the Republicans contending to be Trump's running mate, all expressed prayers for the former president and the rally's attendees on social media. "I saw blood on his ear," said Ron Moose, who witnessed Trump being escorted off stage. He raised his fist defiantly, to which the crowd applauded. Donald Trump was escorted into his motorcade at his rally in Butler, Pennsylvania, a rural town about an hour north of Pittsburgh. The Secret Service rushed him off the stage after a series of pops were heard. Donald Trump has increased his focus on Vice President Kamala Harris, attacking her more frequently since the presidential debate 2 weeks ago, amid calls for her to replace President Biden at the top of the Democratic ticket. At his rally in Butler, Pennsylvania on Saturday, he again used his new nickname for her, Laughing Kamala Harris, and again mispronounced her name. Governor J.B. Pritzker of Illinois told Ohio Democrats that there has never been a more stressful time to be a Democrat than right now. He delivered that same line to an Indiana Democratic Party gathering on Friday night. Senator Sherrod Brown, the Ohio Democrat whose re-election race could decide control of the chamber, said the questions about President Biden's candidacy are legitimate. Brown said he did not have all the answers, but added, "I know that this drama cannot continue to overshadow our important work." Vice President Kamala Harris, addressing a voter engagement town hall for Asian American and Pacific Islander voters in Philadelphia, acknowledged that the last few days had not been easy for the Biden campaign. "But one thing we know about our President Joe Biden," she said, "he is a fighter, and he is the first to say, when you get knocked down, you get right back up." Senator Cory Booker told Ohio Democrats, "If you all don't re-elect Sherrod Brown to the United States Senate, we would love to hear your thoughts and comments on the recent events and statements. What do you think about the political climate and the reactions from various leaders? Please share your opinions below, and then check out this next video.